By the end of this video, you will be able to integrate visual testing with Playwright. So, looking back at what we did in the previous script or in the script about the bookstore where we used Jest for the first time, if we consider this test where we're checking for the book image, instead of doing it the way we did it, a better way would have been to use visual testing. However, I don't have a way to manipulate the website that we were using for that example. So let's use this other website instead in order to use visual testing with Apply tools. If you can see here, if we reload this screen again, the content changes. So basically what we're going to do is that we're going to use Apply tools in order to identify the differences in this page. Let's first start by creating a new Apply tools account. In case you don't have it, you have to go here and then click in get started. And then you have to sign up using either your email or you can also use GitHub in order to create your account. After you have created your account, you just have to log in. And once you log in, you're going to land in this page or something similar to this page. So we first have to get or retrieve our API key in order to use this ApplyTools API. So let's get that API key. The way to do it is to navigate here and then click in my API key and then copy this API key because we have to create an environmental variable in order to use it in our tests. And how we do that? We have to open terminal, new terminal, and to create it temporarily, the way to do it in Mac is doing export, apply tools key, and then the key that we copied from the website. What I mean by temporary is that if you kill this terminal, this environmental variable is going to go away. For the purposes of our test for now, this is just fine. So let's just copy this from the beginning to before all and after all, and perhaps a part of the page test here. And let's make a new script. This one is going to be named visual test.test.js. And let's paste the content here. I just need to do a little bit of cleanup for this. Let's change the UI test for bookstore because right now we actually want to go to this other web page. So we're gonna say UI test for dynamic content, Playwright and Apply tools. We don't need this anymore. We just have to navigate here and we can do our test in this way. Let's also close the describe block. And here we have our test that is going to be should look okay. So what we're going to do is that we need to first require also Apply tools. In order to do that, we first need to install the Apply tools dependency. And how do we do that? It is as simple as just doing npm I Apply tools eyes playwright. And after we're done with the installation, we can finally require it in this way. Const classic runner size target rectangle size require the tools eyes playwright. Next, we're going to create our const for the eyes. Const eyes, new eyes, new classic runner, and then we can start using those eyes. So let's come here, and what we're going to do is that we're going to navigate to that web page, and after that, we're going to wait for certain selector. In this case, the selector that I want to wait is this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is wait page dot wait for selector in this way. Wait for selector. Then I have to pass the selector. In this case, this one is an H3. And here is the state, which is going to be attached. I'm just waiting for that to be attached to the DOM. And we can start doing our visual testing. So we have to call eyes open. This actually is a method to start a test, and this has to be called before any other check method. And what we have to pass is basically the driver, the app name, the test name, and the viewport size. So in this case, the driver is the page. The app name is going to be the internet. It's actually, it can be a string. That's what I'm passing the string here. The test name, I'm going to name it dynamic content. And the size of the viewport is going to be in the new rectangle size. That's why we required it up there. And it's going to be 800 into 600. And after this, we can do await eyes.check. And we can check the target.window and fully because we want to check the whole window. Record the typo. And finally, we can just do wait eyes.close. And this is all that we have to do. So let's recap what's going to happen. We're going to execute this script for the first time and it's going to be okay. And then the second time that we run the script is going to fail because as we saw here, you reload this page, it changes all the time. So that's why it's going to fail. So let's run this. So it seems that something failed. So let's go and check out to see what happened. So it seems that we have some more timeout. And I know we have a timeout because here it's saying exceeded timeout of 10,000 milliseconds for a test because this took too long to run. And why is that this happened? In Jest, the default timeout is set to 5,000 milliseconds. If we use set timeout, we're overriding that value. And in this case, we had it to 10,000 milliseconds. But it was not enough because the visual testing was taking longer. So what we can do is just change this to 30,000 milliseconds. That should be more than enough in order to execute this. And let's run this again. And as you can see, this time it's passing. And we see two test suites because actually Chess is also running the bookstore. And if we go back here and then to the applet tools, if we reload this, we have our dynamic content, which is what we just had as passed. So now let's rerun this again, and this time it should fail because there's going to be differences. As you can tell here, it's taking longer and I'm sure it's gonna fail. So yes, it failed. We have one test which passed and the other one failed, and let's see where it failed. And then we scroll here, it's giving us an error in here, which is saying that the internet detected differences. So ApplyTools actually detected the differences. So if we click here, it's taking us to the ApplyTools website. And as you can see here, we have the dynamic content, and this is the one that failed. And it is pointing out where it is actually failing. So this is pretty cool, right? And this is how you can do visual testing using Apply tools.